What is going on? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. This is the live recording of the Client by Client podcast, episode 81, coming at you in a little less than a minute. For all of my current clients, past clients, friends, family, throw me some emojis in the chat. If this is your first time here, maybe even your first time meeting me, what's going on? Drop me a number 1 in the chat. Would love to just say hello and say welcome. Today on the podcast over in Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I share with you what I would do if I was starting over as an online coach, as an online business owner. So if you have at all been thinking about starting online coaching, if you have been hesitating, if you have maybe taken a couple missteps and maybe you're at a fresh start, then definitely go and check out the lessons that I've learned so that you can apply them into your online business, into your journey, and so that you can maybe avoid some of the mistakes that I've made and have a little bit of a smoother journey along the way. You can find that in Apple Podcasts or Spotify or your favorite podcast player by going to pod.link/clients. That said, let's hop in and let's bring this to life. Let me reset my scene. Boom. There we go. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In the last episode, we talked about how to make your coaching program more sellable. We got back into the tactics, a little bit into the strategies, because selling online coaching can be an uphill battle. There can be a lot of convincing that you have to do, a lot of willpower, a lot of just manual work you have to do. But the fact of the matter is that if you understand how to make yourself and your coaching program more sellable, it can do the heavy lifting for you, so that when you position and invite someone to hop on a sales call with you in your conversations, they're far more likely to take you up on it, to show up to that call on time, to play full out, and to be wondering and thinking about joining your coaching program. And when that narrative is going on in the minds of your prospects, the hard work is already done. And all you have to do is know exactly what to say and not to say in order to close the deal. And when this happens, it makes selling almost non-existent, and it puts you in the position of being the one that gets sold on why you should take them on why you should be helping them, on why now is the time, and why you're the perfect fit. And so it makes selling a lot more fun when you as the coach don't have to do any selling, and all you have to do is ask and pop the question of where do you think we should go from here, share with them your offer, and by the end of it, you have a new client, you have new payments coming in, maybe you have a pay in full. And so be sure to backtrack one episode to understand how to make your coaching program more sellable. In today's episode, I want to talk about why the circumstances are never perfect for you to start or grow your online coaching business. If you don't get this right, the first thing that happens is that you never reach your full potential. And that's frustrating because you have a vision for how your life and business could look, but you keep delaying on taking action. The second thing that happens is that you live a life of regret. That's frustrating because you know that you are capable of so much more, but you let the circumstances outside of your control stop you from getting started or taking that next step and taking that next leap in your entrepreneurial journey and in your online coaching business. So let's talk about why the circumstances are never perfect and what to do, where to be thinking, where your heart and mind should be instead. First, the world wants to scare you into playing it safe. If you are tuned into the news, if you are tuned into the conversation of the common folk, then you are going to be convinced that you should play it safe. It's that idea of the crabs in a bucket. If you've ever heard of that analogy or seen a bunch of crabs in a bucket, as one tries to start to escape, the other crabs are going to be pulling it back in. It's the analogy of the sheeps in the herd, where when one sheep starts to get up, they all start yelling to get that sheep to come back in, to get the attention of the herder, of the shepherd, to make sure that sheep stays in line. And so you have to understand that if you are around the everyday person does not take risks. The everyday person does not become a successful online coach. The everyday person does not go on to impact and change the lives of many, and does not go on to live a life of purpose and of impact, largely speaking. And so the world wants to scare you into playing it safe. If you are watching what everyone else watches, consuming the music, ideas, books, literature, and information that the common person is consuming, you are going to be convinced that it is a scary world out there. You are going to be pushed into fear. And when that starts to happen, you start to take the same actions as everyone else. All due respect to the everyone else and to the every person. But if you have dreams and ambitions of helping many, of changing the world through impacting just one life as an online coach, and maybe that life is yours, and then starting to pass that on to others, then you need to play an entirely different game. And what you need to understand is that nothing happens without risk. It is extremely risky to start an online business, and it is not for everyone. It is extremely risky to become an online coach. It is not for everyone. But I promise you, being subscribed to this show, being in the Leverage Coach community, being around me and the ideas and the other people and information that I bring you, you are going to be far better equipped to manage that risk, to mitigate that risk, and to know what to do, when and where, so that the likelihood of your success becomes in your favor. Nothing happens without risk, and the circumstances are never going to be perfect. There's always going to be something economically. There's always going to be something interpersonally. There's always going to be someone advocating for you to play it safe and do what everyone else does and follow the normal flow that everybody else does and go to college and get married in your early 20s and have kids and do a career and the 401k and the Roth IRA. And not that any single one of those things is bad, but if you have ambitions of being an online entrepreneur, of being a successful online coach, that comes with risk, and that comes with an entirely different set of decisions, an entirely different mindset, an entirely different place in your heart. And so you have to do things differently and not play into that fear and tune out of that fear, and instead tune into possibility, tune into your ambition, and tune into bringing your vision to life. Second, there are many steps that it is going to take for you to become and to just start your online business, let alone become a successful online coach. And it can be extremely overwhelming when you're at the actual starting line, and then speaking from experience 10 years into my online entrepreneurship journey, when you feel like you're still at that starting line or you're at a further starting line down the road, it can be extremely overwhelming for you to take that next step, for you to think about the plan, the resources, and the things that you got to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis in order to become a success and to maintain your success. And what I mean by that is getting leads every single day and closing clients every single week. And then managing your money in such a way where it starts to go to war for you, and it starts to make every single day, month, and week easier as you go on in business. We call this leverage. And so it's overwhelming when you think of all of the things. And it gets overwhelming when you start to think of all of the things that you have to do and all the energy it's going to take to make it happen. And so what I want for you to be thinking instead of is in baby steps, because this is how things are done. When you're washing the dishes and you don't have a dishwasher, you wash one dish at a time, regardless of how many dishes you have there. That's just how it gets done. And magically, by the end of it, all the dishes are clean. Let's move on from household chores. So what I want you to be thinking about is, what one small thing could you do right now that leans you in the direction of your dreams, that puts you in a more favorable position? For a lot of you, that is monitoring your thoughts and feelings and replacing those with more productive, more helpful, more good feeling thoughts, ideas, and emotions. Too many of you are doubting every step of the journey, or before you take the action, you're starting to question the what ifs. And the what ifs are not for you to determine. There are so few things actually in control in your business and in life. And one of the things that you can control, one of the few things that you can actually control, is the thoughts going through your head. And the feelings, therefore, that those thoughts create get impacted by you managing and becoming the manager and becoming the person in control of those thoughts. We call this self-mastery. And until you master yourself, everything in life is an uphill battle. If you are going through a stream of bad luck If you have just maybe not had things your way, this might be because you're doubting, you're limiting yourself, you're buying into other people's ideas and dogma, and what you're not doing is putting yourself in a state that is the most useful for you to be growing your online business and to be landing coaching clients. So this is kind of off of the idea from Gary Keller's One Thing, which is it all boils down to what one thing could you do right now that by doing makes everything else easier or unnecessary. And for a lot of you guys, you are constantly dwelling on how things have been, what could have been if you started 10 years ago. And what you're not doing is putting yourself in a state of wouldn't it be nice if, of what could happen, of staying in a positive state that keeps you motivated, that keeps you looking towards the future, and that keeps you in the present moment grounded, yet taking action with your best foot forward and from a place of positive intention so that you're not interlacing negativity, fear-based thoughts, and dogma of the past into the future circumstances that you're wanting to be in. The second thing you have to do is start baby stepping it. Find one small thing that you could start doing right now or next that by doing leans you in the direction of your dreams. You might not have me there over your shoulder like my Get Client students do, for me to be there to give you feedback on what I'm observing physiologically, on what I'm observing in your plans, on the feedback that I can give you on your ideas and the things that you are doing. So what you might want to be thinking about is what thoughts need to be eradicated from the garden of your heart, what needs to be replaced there so that you just start feeling better and you put yourself in a place of possibility and a place of positivity, and not doing it from a place of creating a false sense of security and a false sense of hope, but a sense and groundedness that if other people can do it, then so can you, that so can I. And when you start there and you start to build that fire, amazing things start to happen. Baby step your success, and what you'll end up finding is that day by day, baby step by baby step, you're gonna find yourself in a far better situation and in a place where you are getting warm prospects coming to you every single day. They're starting to book calls, and now you're getting clients every single week. Third, it's never going to be perfect. The circumstances are never going to be absolutely perfect. Why not just get started now? There's a lot of people who started their business and their journey during the pandemic of 2019, of 2020. And there are a lot of people that lost out on opportunity because of that. There are a lot of people that wish they started before. And so every person, every one of you, all two of you listening to this show right now, have some sort of odds stacked against you. And the reality is that if you can push through those hard times, if you can push through those negative thoughts, if you can push through whatever circumstances you feel and that you're putting your attention on that are holding you back, it's going to be easy for your business to grow in every other sort of circumstance. And so if you can accept that the weather is never going to be perfect for your trip, you can start to plan around it. You can start to say that, wow, if I can drive when it's windy, rainy, hail, and sleet and stay safe, and if I can navigate that, then it's going to be really easy to be managing this road trip in days of sunshine and in days of beautiful weather. And so the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. And so what you should know if you are on the edge of starting your online coaching business, or you've had some false starts, or maybe you are many years into your online journey and you still feel like you're at the starting line, or you're realizing that because of some hardship that this is an opportunity to have a fresh start in some way in your business, the circumstances are never going to be perfect. No one is ever going to come and have your best interests in mind the way you're going to have your best interests in mind. And so you need to embrace that and accept that because the circumstances are never perfect, that right now is the opportunity to turn things around, to take that next baby step, to stop buying into fear, and instead take a risk and bet on yourself. In the next episode of Client by Client, I want to talk about the fast track to serious money with online coaching. So be sure to come back tomorrow to listen into everything I have to share with you on getting on to the fast track. Whenever you are ready, here are 3 ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, and your email inbox, where you're losing leads in the cracks and you're leaving a lot of money and clients on the table every single month? That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a way for me to manage my pipeline and get each prospect into the next stage of my pipeline has quickly become a favorite tool of my private clients and the many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. And at the time of this recording, it's 100% free. All you have to do is find me on Instagram and drop me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got almost 1,000 coaches from all over the world navigating the same problems and puzzles that you are in your online business. Get around them, get around me, get access to my favorite resources and other resources I find from across the web that help me grow my online business so that you can grow yours faster. All you have to do to get your invite is find me on Instagram and send me the word group. Lastly, I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks. For injecting a minimum of $15K worth of new clients into your online coaching business or doubling your client roster over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But finding the right people is super important to me, so only respond to this if you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts the human ahead of the money. You've been coaching for at least 6 months to a year. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically from social media every single month without wasting time and money on paid ads. You have at least 300 friends on a social platform, group, or email list. You are willing to take bold action because you know that your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, tap that Instagram app icon, find me at WhatUpJeremy, and send me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about the vision for your online business and where you want to be in the next 12 months. And then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping other students from all over the world of varying degrees of experience, like Henry, who got 8K worth of clients in just 31 days in the program, or Juan, who set up for a 60K month here in August. And I'll also share with you we'll also identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact the soonest in your online business. That way you know what to expect. All you have to do is find me on Instagram or wherever you're listening to the show and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cheers. All right, gang, hope that was super helpful. If you got some value from that, take a screenshot wherever you're listening in, post it up on social media, tag me at WhatUpJeremy. Would love to return the favor by sharing that out and giving you some love. It's Tuesday. You have time. Go start some conversations. Go invite people to take the next step. Go sell something. You'll feel better. That's it for me, team. Thanks so much for tuning in. Cheers.